Yo. Welcome. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Real Ball Talk. So, got my co-host in the building. We're all Arsenal fans. So, we're a little happier, a little more chirpy than usual. To my right on the screen, who have I got?
What you lot saying, man? I'm good. What you lot saying, man? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Everyone's had a good Monday. We here, innit? We here. Had a look on social media. There's hella stuff going on social media yesterday, today. Hella stuff. But obviously, I'll give him a shout out. Our guy Jamie in the building. I saw him put a status on his Instagram saying, "I thought Man United was shit. I've never seen so many Arsenal fans put up stories in their Insta." So yeah. Now shout out Jamie still.
Shout out to our guy Jamie. And then below me, pause, no freaky. Who have I got?
Yes, well, I couldn't be any happier today. Listen, shout out Falak, because I know you was let me start
coming back, yeah.
Let me not start shouting at the United fans, man. You know, but I saw Jamie's post as well on Instagram. I was one of the ones that put up the scoreline. I don't even post that much on Instagram anymore, but I had to post that for the Arsenal United fans to see, because they weren't quiet.
Nah, I'll say I was watching the game. A couple of friends watching at some bar. It was funny in there, man. You had Arsenal fans on one kind of side, and then Man United fans on the other side, just screaming abuse at each other all game. Hilarious, man. Celebrating after each goal. When the Rashford goal went in, the celebrations were endless. When the Saka goal went in, the celebrations were endless. Funny day, man. Funny day.
Funny day, man.
But let's get straight into it. Our guy Rash will be in a bit later. But yeah, we'll get into our dissection of the game before Rash comes and gives his own as well. So, Jalil, I know you got to shoot off first. So, Arsenal, let's just, for those that don't know, Arsenal won 3-2 in the end. Very, very entertaining game for the most part if you're a neutral fan. Even if you are a football fan, that's a good game. So, Jalil, we won. What'd you make of the game?
Listen, this is called Voice of the Group Chats, yeah. Big up my guy Mardy, because like as soon as that first goal went in, I've got to start shouting out names now. As soon as that first goal went in, he goes, "You see you next Tuesday. Thought you was gonna win this game. Look at you now, all silent and stuff." That didn't age well. Listen, mate. All the United fans were gassed. Rashford scored. Don't get me wrong. That goal was sick.
That was an amazing goal, by the way.
Sick goal still.
Put it up for goal of the month, goal of the season. I don't know what you want to put it up for, man. Put it up for something, because that goal was wicked, man. Wicked. I mean, Partey needs to close his legs, bro. But other than that, bro, I mean, it was a good game, and I'll be sitting here lying to you boys if I didn't think we was gonna win. I knew we was gonna win, but I also thought 3-0, 2-0 at half time. Some United fans gone home early. I did not expect them to score. I'll be honest with you, bro. The new striker they got, he looks the part in the World Cup and that. But this is the Prem, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think he'll come good in, like, against, no disrespect, but your lower league teams, your Everton, Southamptons, and all that jazz. You know, you might see him thrive against those kind of defenders. But yeah, can't come here and then try and score against us. And Rashford goal shocked me. Martinez shocked me as well. I mean, not his performance, because his performance he's probably one of the only players other than Rashford that can walk off the pitch from United with their heads held high, if I'm being honest, because he was outstanding. But everyone else, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, even with Luke Shaw, let's just touch on some of the United players while we've got a chance now. Luke Shaw, for some reason, I thought he was on the yellow from early, because he was backing from Saka quite a lot. Like, he was letting Saka shoot and everything, and then Eriksen didn't get tight enough to Saka. Saka banged it from far. I mean, Eriksen could have done a bit better there. He still had a half decent game. Bruno, moaning as usual. That iconic picture of Gabriel's out there with him on the floor standing over him. That's quite funny, but I don't know why.
Gabriel posted, by the way.
Yeah.
As his number one picture for the Arsenal win. He could have posted him and the guys, but he posted that with Bruno on the floor. Well, I'll be honest with you. This relentless don't give a F savage Arsenal team where Rashford can go and score on an Arsenal ground, go into the corner and go like that, do his celebration. And Saka can score a banger just as good as his and go to the same corner and does his celebration from disrespect. You can't write it, man. You just can't write it, man. Like this Arsenal team is just amazing, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I was getting a bit worried halfway through the game, but then as soon as the second half happened, I was like, yeah, we're winning this game. Obviously, it came a bit late. And big up our boy Eddie. You know, we've all had our doubts on him and everything. And I'll be lying if I didn't say I didn't. I did, even though I did want another striker, and I didn't think he could be one or two, but he's proven he should be one. And I think that's another debate. I'm not sure I'm going to be on here long enough to have this debate with you guys, but I think I proposed in like 8 different group chats yesterday. I would prefer to have Eddie. If Jesus was fit now, I'll still play Eddie. And it's not to downgrade Jesus that look, he didn't go to. Jesus brought something beautiful to our game that gives defenders something to worry about. Whereas Eddie also does that and applies gold. But if it's for me, I run in a system where if it's not broke, why try and fix it, if that makes sense? I kind of want to see Eddie keep going and going and going because he is our top goal scorer now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's got 11 in all comps, and I think he's got 7 and 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
yeah. 4 or 5 in the league. 4, I think.
Yeah,
4 or 5. But that's just progression, and that's just form. So I'm just like, I'm in an area right now where I just don't want to change it at all. I just want to keep it the same. I want to see Eddie playing. The whole team done their thing. Didn't really get to see much of the defenders. I mean, I know Ben White went off at half time, but that was a tactical change. Tommy kind of struggled a bit, but then he came into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gabriel and Saliba, I hardly ever saw them. But there is one defender I saw who we could debate should get man of the match, and that's Zinchenko. I was like, what the hell? Man was on that side of the pitch, then he was on that side of the pitch, and he was in that opponent's box, and he was in our box picking up. I'm thinking, what position are you meant to play? I thought he was meant to be a left back that comes in to send him in the hell. What was it? Where you get coming from Xhaka, but then you're right behind Saka, then you're right behind Eddie. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie to you, it was amazing to see him just running the ball. Me personally, I don't think he had pace. So why is he running past everybody with the ball? I'm like, what the hell? His footwork is amazing. I mean, we could talk about him in player ratings and that. I don't want to give him too much at the moment because I'll be giving away my score in that. But all in all, bro, I'm so impressed. I was smiling from ear to ear yesterday. I think I had to go see my dentist because my jaw's hurting. Of course.
Yeah, definite pause on that. Sheesh. Yellow card. One more and you're off. One more and you're off.
Yeah, that's a red card.
But boys, man, I'm saying, I'm just so happy, man. Sorry, man. I'm just so happy about how we're playing at the moment and everything because, yeah, man. Arsenal, this is just the Arsenal. I mean, everyone's saying, no, you haven't faced anyone yet. I love it when they keep saying after we beat Liverpool, we beat Chelsea, we beat United now. Oh, but you haven't played City yet. So what happens if we beat City or at least get a point out of them at their ground, like when it comes to the Premier League game? Then you know it's still gonna be you haven't done this yet. And then if we win the league, hopefully we win the league, it'll be like, oh, but it's because you did. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't want to keep waffling, man, about how happy I am right now, man, because yeah, I want to touch more on it in player ratings if I'm still here and I get a chance. But yeah, it's amazing. I can't lie.
Well, yeah, even we can do it before you go, or you can do it before you go.
Yeah,
I can run through it with you, and then the rest of the guys who are on a bit longer, we can do it together as well. Take into account your own. So yeah, we can do that for sure. John, what do you make of the game, just generally, and then we'll get into the more specifics. But generally, what did you make of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. Back and forth. United kind of surprised me first half. They kept way more of the ball than I thought they would.
They did well.
Which I was a bit surprised about. But yeah, I thought they did. They started off really well. Also did well to come back so quickly after Rashford's great goal. That was key, not to be behind for too long. I don't even think we were behind like 10 minutes. So that was very important in the context of the game. I think second half, United tired, but Arsenal also took over. They kept finding the gaps through the lines too easy. And when you're getting played through the lines, it's hard as a player, like, because you don't know who's where. Like, you're always having to track back and recover. So those runs take more effort than if you were just jockeying from side to side. So Arsenal did well in that aspect. I thought Saka was fantastic, especially second half.
Agreed.
Consistently led from the front. Overall, like I thought Ben White had a poor game. That yellow card early on kind of rattled him. Zinchenko I thought was brilliant as well. Actually, he was fantastic. Key in helping us get out. Gabriel and Saliba, I actually didn't see him that much, to be honest. Bit odd because United did look dangerous at times as well, but I didn't really see them. Partey I thought was up and down, some bad passing. Got better second half, but there was some sloppy passing in there. But he also made some good recoveries. Xhaka I thought was decent overall, great assist. But again, didn't see him much. But I guess that's kind of his role now. You just see him fitting in, kind of thing, and helping to tie things up. Odegaard as well, not his best game. In terms of not his most influential game. He wasn't bad, but he was just kind of helping the team tick along. Nketiah I thought was really good, to be honest. His hold-up play was really good. His turns are really good. Looks like he's getting stronger as well. 2 nice goals. Could have had another one. Kept going. So I've got to give him credit because I definitely didn't think he was good enough. But now he's definitely showing that as a backup, he's more than good enough to do a job when you need him to, especially for the time being. I thought only bad player really yesterday was Martinelli. I thought he was dreadful.
Dreadful?
Yeah, he was terrible.
Damn.
Especially first half, he was diabolical. He literally didn't pass it to one of his teammates once first half. In the final third, in terms of keeping the ball when you're at the back, that's different. But in terms of final third actions, I felt like he was either trying to pass it inside too late, and that's why he was getting cut out, or he would keep his head down, think he can go past Wan-Bissaka when it's like, bro, way better dribblers than you have tried to go down the outside and it's not worked.
That's not worked yet.
Play smart, play to your strengths. Look at Saka on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But again, they have different IQ levels in terms of their maturity. So
different opponents.
Yeah. And different opponents too, because Luke Shaw, the way he was backing up on Saka was very poor defending, to be honest. I don't know, maybe in England training, Saka cooked him or something, because a couple of times Saka did not even have to do anything. He would get the ball on the touchline and Shaw would literally be in the box. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, are you not going to engage? You're not on a yellow card. But it made the job easier for Saka. Let him get in a role, in a rhythm. And once he got in a rhythm, it was kind of done for Luke Shaw, to be honest. But yeah, I thought overall, I think Arsenal deserved the win by the end. Last 20 minutes, there was only one team trying to play. United just sitting back. I thought for them, Rashford was really good, threatening throughout. Anthony up and down. You can see he can't dribble past the man. He's got a lot of flicks and it looks flary, ball rolls and all that. But when it comes down to actually being dangerous, attacking a man, driving into space, doesn't look like he can do it. Weghorst actually had some decent hold-up play, but Weghorst, it was just like watching Martial. He has decent hold-up play, but what else are you going to give me? Because Weghorst can't even move. He can't hold-up play. That's not enough. Like, Weghorst can't even move, so he doesn't even have that to his game. Mm-hmm. So that's unfortunate for him. It's not something he can control. That's just his profile player. Bruno was up and down. McTominay was all right. Eriksen, I thought, was really poor. He's been up and down for a minute. Like, I can't lie. I think it's just because people hate Pogba so much. They actually have been overrating Eriksen's performances for a while now. Because defensively, Eriksen is just as bad as Pogba was. Like, he doesn't. It's just Eriksen's playing in a more structured team than Pogba was. But when you look at it, Eriksen's not great at tracking back. He's very slow. He can't move on the turn. The Saka goal is basics from him. He let him cut on the inside way too easy. At least if you're slow, show him down to his right-hand side and force him to make a pass or do something else. But he literally was just like, yeah, go on your left side. Obviously, Saka's never really scored a goal like that too, in terms of that powerful from that far. So that also has to be taken into account.
100%.
But still, I do think Eriksen's performances have been a bit overrated just because of how much people hated Pogba. And yeah, Lisandro I thought was fantastic for United. Wan-Bissaka up and down, you saw his strengths and weaknesses. Great in the one-on-one, but defending crosses from the other side, he cannot do it. He cannot do it, which is key for a fullback. But yeah, overall, Arsenal 50 points from 19 games. I think 7th best start in Premier League history. I mean, if this continues, debates will have to be had about where this team ranks all time. I mean, I personally think the points thing is a bit deceiving because I remember when Conte's team got 93 points. I don't consider them an all-time team, but they got 93 points, so you can't take that away from them. But if Arsenal end up getting 95, 96 points, then people will have that conversation about, is this one of the greatest Prem teams of all time? Not for me, but that conversation can be had. But there's a long way before we get there. But one thing's for sure is top 4 is certified, because even if Arsenal get 30 points from the next 19 games, which is very bad return, that's 80 points in the bag. No other team apart from Man City is touching 80 points this season. So second place minimum has been confirmed pretty much. So that's already a good season. But at this stage, obviously, if Arsenal finish second, I think, let's not lie, that's going to be disappointing. So, yeah.
All right, so we kind of asked this question each time. But now, after that game, what's our feelings? Are you believers? You believe it's our title to lose? Or do you still think it's not completely in our hands because we're going to have a dip at some point automatically? Like, how do you feel, guys? Whichever one of you.
Let me just go quick before Jalil comes in. I think it becomes our title to lose if we beat or draw with City at home. I think that's when it becomes our title to lose. Because you can lose to City away, that's fine. You can mark that down. But if we can get something from them at home, especially a win, like if we get a win from them at home, then like it has to be our title to lose. That's a huge statement. It will deflate their confidence, just increase ours even more. Could be looking at an 8-point gap with a game in hand to spare. That's without the Champions League coming in for them. Like, obviously, I know we've got Europa League coming for us, but let's face it. If we have to sacrifice Europa League for the Prem, we will do that. City cannot sacrifice Champions League.
Exactly.
No, that's Pep's
another thing that has to be taken.
Goal.
Yeah. So, if City end the season with no Prem but win the champs, for them, that they might even prefer that at this point. So yeah, man, I think Arsenal are favorites for sure. Favorites.
Okay.
But I don't think it's Arsenal's title to lose until we play City on February 15th. That's the game where everything might be decided. Because if City come to the Emirates and win, then yeah. Then
so you feel like Arsenal are like complete favorites in a way, and it'll be even more consolidated if we beat City or get something out of that City game.
I'd say Arsenal right now are like 65% favorites, maybe 65. And if we win that game, barring everything goes, both teams win here on out from here until that game, and then we go 8 points clear with a game in hand after that, then that goes to like 85%. Because I can't remember the last time a team collapsed like that. It actually might be Kevin Keegan's Newcastle in 1995 or 1996.
They did it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, they even did it back to back. So
yeah, it was bad.
I remember there was a year Arsenal came back from like 1998, I think Wenger's first title. We came back from 12 points down. But I feel like we had a couple of games in hand. I feel like we had a couple of games.
It wasn't many. If it might have been one.
Maybe one? Okay. So yeah, maybe it's not like it won't be done and dusted because City could definitely go on a mad run for sure, but Arsenal got 50 points from 19 games, bro. Like that's mad.
All right. Yeah, that's very good. That's 7 off of perfect if you look at it that way.
Like, 7 off of perfect, bro.
It's just pretty. It's pretty damn impressive. I'll say that. All right. So Jalil, how do you feel? Like, all right, put it this way. So before the game, the gap was close to 2 points, albeit we had 2 games in hand because we had to play. But
still, that's still something, though, psychologically that you got to play through.
So there's that. Like taking that into account too, that the gap can close pretty quickly. It can go from 8 points to 2 points, and then even if you got games in hand, psychologically, it's still a thing. So, do you feel we're psychologically equipped enough? And yeah, same question as John. Like, how do you feel like challenger wise?
I think I fully agree with John. 100%. I can't see anywhere where I say, nah, John, you're wrong. But I think maybe if I was that kind of fan where I wanted to hide, I'd say, no, there's no way we can even consider ourselves as challengers. Yeah, just because of numbers, why? But I believe, bro. I believe, man, because it's been a long time since I've seen us go down and then get deflated and the team just parks the bus all day. We saw De Gea try to fucking waste time. And he taps his shoulder or pulled his arm and then he's like his socket, his arm come out his socket all saying, do you know what I mean? I know Eddie's job, he ain't that fucking strong, do you know what I mean, son? But it was fucking weird, bro. I mean, I love that because then Eddie scores the goal. But if it was a couple seasons ago, even last season, and then we're in this kind of position, I'll say there's no way, bro. I can tell you something could happen. But now I just can't really see it, bro, because we're halfway through the season. There's been injuries, no major injuries. We had Partey had an injury early on in the season. We lost to United. That's not the reason why we lost. We still should have bought something at the bag. Maybe we should have made a signing in the summer to accommodate him. Lokonga, we probably thought could do the job, but he clearly can't. He might need to go out on loan or see how he does in the summer and that. But I feel like we've strengthened the squad. And I said one thing that I say, okay, will make me a bit more assertive, a bit more confident, a bit more realistic in terms of how I present myself when it comes to Arsenal is that if we add a Trossard, I only saw him for about 10 minutes. The kid looks a fucking part. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you boys. I was fucking happy with the way he was running with the ball. So fucking direct. Look left, right, and he thought, fuck it, I'm gonna keep running. I don't know who was next to him, he just ran past them. He's fucking rapid for a small kid as well. I'm really happy with that kind of signing. Especially, I have to agree with John again. Martinelli wasn't his best game for me. And I've seen better wingers like Saha. I mean, I don't know if he's better, but I've seen more direct wingers who takes on guys for fun. They get wrapped by the one-on-one king, and as I'll call him, because we've got to say when it comes down to one-on-ones, I think he's probably in top 3 in the Prem at the moment, man. If we see people who go directly for it, I mean,
one to be honest.
Yeah, there's no top 3 about it. He's number 1. If you're talking about wingers going past the thing with Wan-Bissaka is fast wingers. He'll have their number. He had Mbappe's number, so that's why like the Martinelli performance. Yeah, the Martinelli performance. It's just a learning curve, man. Like you need to add something else. That as long as you have pace, you have skills, you're direct, but if you're playing against a defender who has all of those qualities, like Wan-Bissaka isn't your normal defender. Like you can tell he played as a winger as a kid because he doesn't defend normally. Like he lets you go past and then he tackles you. Like it's just weird stuff. So
Gary Neville said it. It's all the Gary Neville said it. If you're actually trying to teach someone to be a defender, don't follow those principles.
No. Like going to ground in the box, like even his slide tackle where he scooped the ball.
That was madness.
This tackle didn't make sense. If you look at it, it was like outside of his left boot and he scooped it with that. Like it was one of the most insane tackles you'd see. Like the Martinelli thing, like I can't chastise him too much just because that's a learning curve. Like, you're still young. You haven't got all of those qualities. Whilst you've got qualities we like you're not all the way there yet. Like Trossard, I'm saying it from about the 50th minute. Like Trossard should be introduced because Trossard would give Wan-Bissaka more problems. Wan-Bissaka wouldn't know how to deal with intelligence. But yeah, that's my point on that. Sorry, get back to your point.
No. Good points, man. Good points, man. And like Trossard, I know he's gonna make a full debut against City in the FA Cup next week. That'll be quite interesting. Not next week. This Friday, right? It's this Friday now.
It's on Friday.
Friday night. No, is it this Friday? I mean, have a look if you get a chance. Yeah. So
Friday night, 8:00.
Okay. Yeah. See, yeah. So he's gonna make his debut. I think the teams are gonna change around a lot. There, I think they'll probably only change about 4 or 5 key players. for that, because I don't think City will make it much changes, because I think they'll still take the FA Cup pretty serious. I think we should take the FA Cup pretty serious as well, but we'll see, man. We just don't want no injury. I don't think Partey's here play. If everyone in his fit in time, I think he should come in, or Lokonga, I guess. I would have loved to sign a holding mid during this period as well, but you can't have it all. Apparently, this Polish fella centre back. Apparently, he plays holding as well.
Can play 3 positions.
Yeah, 3 positions. So
yeah, I thought he's not bad.
Yeah, I didn't know much about him. He's played for like Spezia. So in the little clips, of course, there's not much you can look into with YouTube clips, especially in Serie A. But just looks like a composed left back. Looks like a decent alternative to Gabriel. And if he can play DM2, decent, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pointing out. I know no one's good. I don't think Mikel will ever bring someone in to play centre back to play DM, but that would be lovely if we just got a DM. But I think the window closes in about a week's time anyway. So, we'll see. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah,
one thing that's interesting as well is that I know someone was saying, why don't we sign someone to not replace, but like give Saka some help in his position. But someone was saying that maybe Mikel's thinking, if something happens to Saka, put Tini at left back and put Zinchenko where Saka usually plays.
Could work. I don't know if it have the same effect.
It wouldn't. You take Zinchenko out left back, I think it wouldn't have the same effect. Like legit, I was thinking yesterday, I was looking at the game and I was like, if Tini was playing left back, would we win today? I'm not sure, because Zinchenko's so fluid in those gaps.
Yeah,
it's not only he finds those gaps, but he's fluid in them. Like he can turn either way. Tini might get in the gap, but because he's a bit more stiff, he might end up turning back, forcing us to go back, and then that can kill the attack, slow the game down. Yeah, Zinchenko's literally one of our most important players. It's mad, but I genuinely think he is. To the system we play, he actually is.
He helps us regain the ball. Like that's why I think I said like a week ago, like I'll probably change my mind just for this team. I still think overall in a team, Tini's probably a better left back.
I wouldn't be mad with that thought, like you said.
Yeah, because
traditional team.
You can do both, but in terms of like Zinchenko's importance in these first 5-6 months, it's been big, man. Because before he was our second choice. It was Martinez first.
Yeah,
and he would have probably been our left back. So then it ended up being Zinchenko. Zinchenko, just ball retention wise and passing between the lines, he's different. Like there's maybe 10, 12 different occasions where he would have been in a jam or someone else would have been, and he's just slipping passes out of it.
Yeah, man,
it's good. But yeah, in terms of centre mid, like we're linked with many people, so it's even now linked with the Juve guy. What's my man's name? He's got like
Rabiot, French guy, or
nah, not him.
What does he play?
McKinney. Sorry, McKinney.
Oh, McKinney. Okay.
Yeah, because Juve at this point, if you're minus 15 points and you're broke, everyone's available for a cut price. Like they even saying Pogba could be up for grabs to wherever he goes. Like he could end up back at United for all we know. So, like,
poor guy, man. I swear the guy is cursed, man. He ain't even played for Juve yet, and all this madness is going on.
It's a mess. Like if you just walk before we get back to the Arsenal game, like Pogba left United as like the star, didn't want to wait, earned his name at Juve, got signed for like 90 mil, came back as the prodigal son is returning home, had an underwhelming spell, got to the summer, he wanted more money, didn't get more money, ended up leaving for less money, missed the World Cup, you're now at Juve, and now they're going through these problems. You could end up back at United. In 12 years of your career or something like that, you could end up at 2 clubs.
That's crazy.
Real talk, like one thing, United will never sign him back. Let me put that out there now. They will never ever sign him back.
Yeah.
No way. No.
Yeah. Nor should they if they're trying to progress. For me,
no, you can't go back. Like
it's over. You can't reheat cold French fries, man.
You tried to rekindle the relationship. It didn't work. Let Pogba go to like PSG or something, man. Enjoy the end of your career, man. Have some fun.
Go France and have some fun. Yeah, exactly. Go
Have fun, man. Just have fun, bro. Like
you've been doing it the whole time anyway, but have more fun.
we'll remember you for one of the greatest what if talents. Probably be up there, man.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Jalil, you haven't got long left, right? So
I've got 3 minutes left. Do you want me to run for the Arsenal team? Just give the
let's go. Let's go from front to back. Let's go. No freaky. So start the goalie, Ramsdale.
2 goals conceded. Couple decent saves to keep us in. Kicking was good to Martinelli. Martinelli lost it quite a few times though. He can hold a 7 for me.
Second goal was his fault though.
What did you say?
Second goal was his fault though.
Second goal. Oh yeah, that was him and Tommy. There was no names. Did you see that? No one spoke.
There's no names.
It's Ramsdale's fault.
There's no names. It's the keeper's fault. You know how it goes, Jalil.
I thought you said something.
You're looking at your keeper like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah. If I don't hear nothing, I always look at my keeper. But I'm like, yo, speak up. Let's go. Yeah. So, no, I still got to give him a 7. I still got to give him a 7.
Okay. All right, so right backs, you got to do both because they both played 45 minutes apiece. So you start with Ben White.
Both going to hold a 6.
Ben White can hold a 6, and Tommy Asu can hold a 6.
Yeah, because Tommy made some mistakes as well, bro. I can't lie. He was a bit straight. Rashford had him on the ropes. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Rashford cooked him once only, in my
no, but I'm talking about.
He gave the ball away once, and then he recovered it.
Did he recover after Rashford? Because Rashford put pressure on
he recovered that. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe Tommy gets a 7 because in 45 minutes I can't give you a full, anything over than a 7. But I'll say that's a good performance, And then, White was quite shaky to me. I thought White will have a better game than that, personally, boys. I'll be honest. But he only had one half, so I'll give him a 6.
Okay. Saliba.
I'm going to do Saliba and Gabriel the same. I think it's a bit worrying that we conceded 2 and we didn't hear their name shouted out all game. Sometimes it can be a bonus when you win 3-1 or something, but when it comes to 3-2, where were you kind of thing, I know, for the second goal. First goal, you can't really do nothing about it. Second goal, keeper. I didn't really see them, but I can't. I'm going to give them 6s as well, man. Just above average. It's an average game for them.
Okay, Zinchenko.
Yeah, you better slow the fuck down. Man, you got to give him a. I'll be honest. I don't think in this game anyone gets a 10. He gets a 9.
Okay.
9
for Zinchenko. Thomas Partey.
Partey, maybe good, maybe bad. He had a bit of both. So I'll say about. Yeah, he can hold a 6 as well. Average. He could have been better in that game, I'll be honest with you.
Okay. So 6 for Partey. Granit Xhaka.
Here we go again. I'm going to give Granit a 6 as well. I don't really see too much from the kid. I'll be honest with you.
Nice assist, though.
Huh?
Nice assist, though.
Oh, for the header?
Yeah, that was a great ball.
Yeah, he can hold a 7 then. He goes up by one thing, man. You see. It's just what I'm saying. Lucky John was saying, well, they'll cook you like yeah.
That's me coming in for Saka there,
That's crazy.
Me coming in for Saka. Hey, I'm fair, man. I'm fair.
Yeah. 7, yeah.
So 7 for Xhaka, 6 for Partey, Odegaard.
Odegaard 6 as well.
6 for Odegaard.
Average game. It doesn't mean he's shit. Doesn't mean he's great. Just an average game. They're all gonna have average games, man. And I don't think it's a negative thing, especially if we won. But there's a reason, yeah.
Okay. I'll start with Martinelli.
5, bang average.
5. Okay.
He went shit though. He went shit, but he could have done some stuff differently. But the only reason why I didn't give him lower than a 5, but lower than average, because he was very direct. He was still trying. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He was still involved. He was wasting time when we needed to and everything. And when we needed to try and attack, he was trying. I can't not knock him for that. So I'll just give him an average game, man.
Okay. We'll go to the other wing, your Nigerian counterpart.
Hey, listen. Apparently, I hate him. No, I'm joking. No, I'm playing. I always do that. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him an 8. Wicked goal, very direct. Probably one of our best players. Do you know what?
Yeah.
No, that's a lie. I'm giving him 9. I'm giving him 9. I'm giving him 9. I'm changing my mind straight away because I all that was, Saka's on the ball. Gary Neville, Saka's on the ball. Saka's got the goal again. When is someone going to close him down? Do you know what I mean? That's what you keep hearing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So that says a lot about the kid, man. He's been carrying us for a long time, man. And big him up, bro. I know they're waiting to see where we finish in the season before, because it all goes into negotiation when how Martinelli, Saka, and Saliba sign their contract at the end of the season. So well done to them boys. I think how they're going, they can demand anything. Their agents can negotiate anything. So yeah, big them up, man.
I hear that fully. Now Saka was great. We'll probably have another question. Don't know. We can maybe bring this up again when you're gone. Like, what do we like? What level is Saka? But whilst we decide that later point, Nketiah, we'll finish there.
Eddie also gets a 9.
9.
Eddie also gets a 9 for me because you're finishing your dinner, son. We're excited to see you play. It used to be like, oh fuck's sake, Eddie's on the score sheet. Nah, it's like, oh fuck, let's get it. Eddie's on the score sheet. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, on the team sheet, sorry. So it's amazing to see as an Arsenal fan. I ain't worried. He's very direct. He's got good dribbling skills as well. His hold-up play is one of the best in the Prem. Let's be real, man. He holds the ball, brings everyone else. He knows the system. And he scores you goals. That header was ridiculous. And to score that, look, the ball's all scrappy in the box, innit? Trossard's running, pass that to Sissoko finds into a smashing area. Fucking Odegaard comes up for the assist. He tries to smash it in, but who's there to tap it in? You got to be nuts, bro. Do you know what I mean? To score that kind of goal. I pick up Eddie, man, every single time, man. And I'll just do Arteta, man. Arteta gets a 10 out of 10 for me for just being Arteta and getting to where he is today, man. And the fans get 10 out of 10 because apparently it was mental. It was mental. So, yeah, man, I loved it, man. But
yeah. Tickets were mental too. Oh, I was saying £300, man. If you want a nosebleed seat.
You won't get any cheaper than that. But boys, I've got to make like a tree and leave. I was going to use something else, but I thought, might have some kids on the show today, so who knows? But got to love you and leave it, boys. Hope you guys have a good show. I'll be watching. I'll be listening to you in the car when I'm driving. I won't be watching. You can't have your phone. If the other police is watching, ain't trying to get no points. Don't find me. So I'll put it on. I'll be listening,
This guy.
Yes,
bro.
have a good game, my bro.
Yeah, bro. Enjoy, bro.
Peace.
Cool,
peace.
man. Okay, cool. So yeah, we had Jalil's breakdown of the scores. We'll get into ours just before John leaves. So how long you got, John? You got a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, I got about 15.
Okay, cool. So in about 10 minutes time, we'll maybe 8. We'll do that because I know Rash will be in any minute.
Yeah.
All right. So got some questions for you. So now let's start with Saka. So would you say Saka is world class?
He's close. He's very close. I think he continues this until the end of the season, then he's established himself as world class. Okay. I think he continues this to the end of the season, then because you look around, you look at the other wingers across the world, especially right wingers in the Prem right now, who's playing as good as him. Only argument is really Mahrez, maybe. I think he's probably playing a little bit late. That's as of late, last month or so, really. Across the season. Saka started slow for the first month, but since September, since the United game, he's been on point. I think he's borderline on world class. I don't want to give it to someone off 4 or 5 months. So I want to give him until the end of the season, and then I can say, you've cemented yourself as world class, and then he needs to just keep it up.
Yeah, see, I might have him there because of the international thing as well. So whilst Champions League, we haven't been in there, so we can't. He hasn't had the chance to just display his talents on the biggest club stage. He has in the biggest European international stage and the biggest international stage, and he's excelled in both.
Yeah, I think that's fair because if you look at the game between England and France in the quarterfinals of the World Cup, I think Saka was clearly. Yes, Rash, what are you saying? Saka was. I think he's turned on his mic. Saka was clearly England's most dangerous player in that game by far, trying to actually carry the ball. So yeah, he's clearly got personality as well to be able to play in high stakes moments, which is again for young. That's what like kind of shows the next level of temperament as well. So yeah, I think he's bordering on world class. He continues this to end the season. I think he's there. But if someone wants to say he's world class, I wouldn't be necessarily mad at them, to be honest.
Yep. No, yeah, I kind of agree. Me personally, I might give it to him just because of that international thing. I think that
Yeah, if you do, yeah,
the club.
I'm mad at that, to be honest. No.
Yeah. Just before Rash comes in, or yeah, and you get his take on the game. Just read out some comments. So we got Weez saying Weez come like Arsenal won the league. He said 1-1 Arsenal, well played Arsenal. Oh yeah, 1-1 this season, well played Arsenal.
Arsenal United, yeah. No, big old Weez.
Yeah. Thank you. I sense a little bit of salt, high bit of sodium in there.
A little bit of bitterness, a little bit of bitterness in there.
It's no problem, man. I feel you, bro.
Yeah, facts.
So MJ Guno, you saying my guy? We got some new next transfers coming. Arteta and Edu got something planned. Wow, you must know something I don't know.
Trust me, you're in the know, MJ. You're in the know.
Sound like you got a dark web kind of Sky Sports news, my guy. Share it. What do you know that I don't know?
Facts. Real talk.
Oh yeah, and listen to the channel, bro. Smash the likes. Everyone that's here, please do as you come through the door. Make sure you smash those likes, man.
Big up.
And we got Falak. Jalil and Falak have got an intense rivalry going on. You saying, Falak, you good? I'm here. Congrats on your win. It was a good game. I agree. It was a very, very good game. One of the better games of the season so far. Definitely. And probably the best Arsenal-Manchester United game in about 18 years. I'm going to say that.
You think?
Normally Arsenal United games stink. Like for a long time we were getting battered, and then I didn't care about them because there was no rivalry. Like when Man United fans were cussing Arsenal fans, I was like, why are you wasting your time? And then when we were better than them, I was like, why are we wasting our time? This is no rivalry. Like it was a rivalry when Wenger and Ferguson were good and going at it.
Yeah, I think there was a classic 2-2 at the Emirates in 2008.
Yeah.
When Gallas got like a 90th minute equalizer, when we were both first and second at that time, and I think tied on points. So that was a great game, I remember. And also there was the iconic Henry last minute winner at the Emirates.
That was debut at Emirates, so that was 16 years ago.
So I'd say maybe the best Arsenal United game of life. Yeah, I think certainly about 14, 15 years. Because I'd say pre-8-2 game, there were still some classic games. But after 8-2,
Jesus, it was bad after that.
It was bad.
They beat us with like O'Shea, Raphael, and Fabio in the midfield.
Oh my god! I remember that game. Oh my god,
horrible.
Oh my god.
Really, really bad. And then we got another comment from Falak. Hi, my people, how we doing? You all look so serious for fans whose team just won this weekend.
We ain't being serious at all, to be honest.
I think we've been quite respectful so far, though.
We have.
Hasn't been the social media corn. Rash might have some of his own corn to dish out.
We ain't a social media channel, bro.
Yeah. That social media has been wild, but I've been seeing a lot.
Wild.
I saw someone had a compilation of Rashford's worst moments in that game. I don't know how they did it, but they had like a minute and a half of all the times Rashford gave the ball away or didn't complete a dribble. I just looked at it and I said, if someone didn't watch this game, they would think Rashford was useless.
That's just an agenda.
Yeah, that was wild, man. That was insane.
You can make a minute comp out of most players in any game, giving the ball away. You have to watch the game, feel the game to understand how someone played. And anyone who's an Arsenal fan will tell you the biggest threat on the pitch by far was Rashford yesterday for Man United. Like, it was not close.
Yeah, I agree, man. That was wild. When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. But okay, so we'll wait for Rashford. I'll ask another question. So, Nketiah, I know a year ago or so, probably said he was a Prem striker, but he probably wasn't top 10, or he was probably just around the 10th mark in terms of where he could go and start. Has your opinion changed of him? Like, what do you make of Nketiah now? Because before, probably thought he's a handy player. He's cool. He can come in and do an okay job. Do we now think he's a worthy introduction? And like Jalil said before he went, he said he would start Nketiah whilst Jesus is rehabilitating. I don't know to what degree. I didn't ask to what degree, but how would you feel about Nketiah keeping his spot over Jesus?
I still think Jesus should come back in when he's fit, to be honest with you. I think Nketiah's done a really good job, but I think Jesus should still come back because Jesus is still a better player. We have to be careful of not getting caught up in prisoner of the moment vibes. You know what I'm saying? Which we usually don't. 7 goals in 7 goals in 7 games is 7 goals in 7 games. 2 against Oxford. I'm not gonna hold those into high account, so I kind of write those 2 off, to be honest. Great. Yesterday is all you can ask for, really. 2 goals against Man United at home, and like I said, it's the hold-up play part that's impressing me. He's really, really improved how tidy he is on the ball. Now, what he isn't is as creative as Jesus, where Jesus can like drop the shoulder, find other ways to bring people into the play in more dangerous areas. Eddie's more the type of he can now come deep, hold someone off, drop a shoulder, and play it to the side. So that's one level of hold up play that he's now got good at. But then the other one that Jesus can do is a bit different. That's between the lines. That's more creative, isn't it? So that's why I still think Jesus should come back in. Eddie's proven that he can definitely start in the Premier League for a good team.
Yeah.
For a top 6 team, would a Chelsea start him if they were really serious? Probably still no. Would United start him if they were really serious? And when we're talking about really serious, we're talking about going for league titles. You know what I'm saying? I still say he's not a striker for someone wanting to challenge for the league. But could he get you top 4? I think he can if you have a good system around him. I think he can get you top 4. He might have a mad fall off, I don't know, but from what I'm seeing, it's encouraging signs that he could potentially get you top 4 if you have a good system around him that creates some chances. He's a poacher by nature. So yeah, he's definitely made massive strides. I can only give him credit for that. I will never not give someone credit for improving when they clearly have.
I agree. Yeah, like I'd say, he's I'm not as like before. You'd not be conflicted. Yeah, you'd be a little conflicted. That you'll come on the pitch, you'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm not against Nketiah. I was never against Nketiah, but at the same time, it's like, okay, we can probably get something better at the same time. But yeah, since he's come in, he's proven that he's a definitely a worthwhile second striker. Looking really good. You saying Rash?
What are you saying, Rash?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me good? All right.
We can.
Yeah, all good, bro.
Good. Alhamdulillah, man. How you man doing?
All good, man. All right, I know John's got to go in 5 minutes, so what we'll do is we'll go through the player ratings. We'll do that all together. And then afterwards, me and you can chop up about the game. You can give your thoughts on the game, etc.
Sounds good.
And the other 2 things, Mudrik's debut and Haaland being on 25 goals and it being like 19 games that he's played, which is outrageous, by the way. But yeah, so, okay, we'll get into the player ratings. I'll start with Ramsdale. I'll probably say 6.5 in total. Didn't like the miscommunication between him and Tomiyasu because if you're like, he's normally very vocal. He should have just cleared his lines, but made a very good save from Rashford. The one where it was deflected. I don't know how he saved that.
I don't know how he saved that.
Yeah, I don't think he gets the plaudits he does because then the manner and probably which we signed him, people still look at him as Ramsdale from Sheffield United. He's not the same keeper. He's a solid keeper.
Yeah,
he's definitely keeper. Okay, John, I'll give you Zinchenko.
I'll give Zinchenko an 8. I thought against Anthony didn't really have any problems, to be honest. Anthony tried first half, but not really doing much. And going forward, absolutely key to everything Arsenal did, especially second half. One of the guys that led from the front in terms of finding spaces, driving the ball forward, hardly ever gives the ball away. And like I said, he's genuinely, because now like Arteta's clearly implemented a system. He's one of the most important players for the system. So 8 for me. I thought it was great.
Yeah, me personally, he was probably my personal man of the match.
Because he was brilliant for the whole game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was outrageous.
Yeah,
the whole way through that game.
he could have got a 9.
I do have one gripe with Zinchenko, and I think he can release the ball a lot quicker. I think sometimes when he's holding on to ball and when he's running up the pitch, creating space for Arsenal, he finds himself in really good positions where, you know, it's created a lot of space for other players to run into, and they are available a lot quicker than when he releases the ball. Sometimes he almost gets tackled because he holds on to it a little bit too long. He might get a little clip, or they might get a little toe to it and he have to retrieve it or something. But that's the only thing. He just holds on to it just a slight bit too long. But other than that, amazing.
Yeah, he's been a instrumental signing, man, for the changing room and on the pitch so far.
Yeah.
Okay, Rash. Okay, I'll give you Gabriel.
I think Gabriel is very slipped on. I think he had a solid game. I think without him, we would have conceded probably a lot more. He was the more aggressor of the defenders that we have, and his positioning was really good as well. And when he gets the ball, he's not afraid to drive up the pitch as well and provide himself to being that extra man in the midfield when we are on the attack, trying to press them and keep them pinned back, as we saw in the last 15 minutes of the game as well. But yeah, I think he had a good game, man. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I think that's warranted. I'd agree. So I'll do Saliba. Probably say about 7. I actually think Saliba was good in a quiet kind of way. Like, you know, say he didn't. Yeah, like it was very quiet because to a degree, Weghorst doesn't give you much to think about in behind, so you haven't got much to worry about there. But him and Gabriel won all their headers. I didn't see any headers missed.
Yes.
So when you're playing against a guy that's 6'5", they're both tall too, but it's very, very good to see Arsenal have dominating centre backs. We haven't had that in a while. Like Campbell and Toure were a different kind of partnership, but in terms of in the air, we ain't had that since like the Adams Bold era. Like where you just crosses are coming in and you're just comfortable in your team winning headers. So yeah, I'll give it 7. And then John, I'll give you a few because I know you're going in a minute. And actually, the rest you can do them, and then me and Rash can chime in afterwards, and we can go through the particulars with certain people. So got Ben White, Tomiyasu.
Ben White, I'll say 5. Got rattled way too much by the yellow card. And which was a sensible move by Arteta to take him off at half time. But again, there is a bit of a new age thing because 10, 15 years ago, if you're a fullback and you get a yellow, you just have to kind of deal with it and you play the rest of the game and you have to be smart and sensible. But now in this day and age, as soon as someone gets a yellow, you're almost waiting for them to be taken off because nowadays, again, it's all about minimizing risks. And Tomiyasu's a capable backup. I'll probably give Tomiyasu a 6. He only got done once by Rashford. And there was a bit of deflection in that dribbling, to be honest. It was a bit bouncing all over the place. No, because I think Saliba came on the backside, innit? And Rashford, I think, went past Tomiyasu. But I think it hit Saliba or something and then bounced back into his path perfectly where he could then cut inside against the shoe. So maybe if that bounce hadn't been there, maybe Tomiyasu could have made a different type of recovery. So that's why I don't want to kill him too much for that because it can happen. So I'll give him a 6. I thought he made a good impact.
Rash put him on his ass.
Yeah, he sat him down, man. He sat him down with that. Yeah, he sat him down. Yeah, he dropped.
Oh,
yeah, he wasn't for long, but he gave him. He had noodle legs.
Saliba saved him then. Shit.
Yeah, because I think he cooked Tomiyasu. Then Saliba come
was
across.
fine, right?
Got a little bit of a ricochet.
That's
Tomiyasu
the
came
one.
back. Yeah. So it was a bit of a mess,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Bit of a
but
mess,
that
yeah.
first bit, sheesh,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
dangerous.
he cooked him.
I thought that was going to be hot topic today. Still, it
could
would have
have
been
been.
if Man United won.
If
Man
we
United
yeah,
won.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, if United won, it would have been mad.
That'd be memes right now. That'd be memes of Tomiyasu right now.
Literally.
So yeah, John, give you the midfielders too. So you get Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard.
Yeah, I thought Partey was up and down, especially first half, a lot of poor passing. Second half, he stepped up, especially last 30 minutes. So I'll probably give him maybe a 6.5. I don't know if he did enough to get a 7. Might be harsh, but I wasn't impressed first half. Saka, I gave him 7 because I thought he was pretty consistent throughout the course of the game. Great assist, perfectly weighted ball, and just didn't do like nothing mad. Didn't get caught up in the hype of the game. Just played very sensibly, and
You got that brilliant assist.
The assist was
nice.
that's exactly, if you're running onto the ball at that angle, that's how you put that cross. You slow yourself down before you just aim and you clip it. So brilliant assist there. So I'll give him a 7. I thought it was really good. Did his job to a T. Someone said it the other day. He's like he does a Henderson role at Liverpool, but obviously much better technically than Henderson. Maybe not as much running power as Henderson, but that's different styles of play across the two teams. And Odegaard, I'll give him a 6. I thought he helped the team keep the ball well. Just not as influential as usual, but again, doesn't mean he have a bad game. It just means he kept the team ticking. It's hard for him to have a bad game.
Yeah, I think it's almost impossible, man. Like, the way he plays,
some players, it's hard for them to have a bad game.
It's too intricate to have a bad game. And then, all right, you can do the front three, and myself and Resh will get into our own ones as well.
Yeah, front three. I'll start with Nketiah. I think he deserves massive credit. 2 goals, well improved hold up play. Even if you didn't rate him before, you have to give him credit for what he's doing right now. So I'll give him an 8. I could get a 9 because he's a match winner. So you have to give someone credit for that when they actually play well, as well, which he did. Didn't hide. So 8 or 9 from me. Martinelli, like I said, I thought he was our worst player, so I'll give him a 5. Especially first half, I didn't like how he was playing. Like you said, Jeff, I wanted Trossard to come on, give us a different type of feel to the game, intelligence. I think you saw when he came on, very, very smart. So at least now we have that option where I think maybe Martinelli needed something like that to keep him on his toes. Also, being comfortable with playing every single game at a massive club is not easy at 21 years old. So yeah, I'll probably give him a 5. He improved second half, but he was very bad first half. And then Saka, man of the match personally. I'll give him a 9. Just kept going. Just always dangerous. The way he gets into the box, kind of effortlessly. The goal is fantastic. That's I always scream about lack of moments of brilliance in this modern football, but that's a moment of brilliance. That's a throwback moment. Drop with the shoulder and just in. And yeah, just for it was just great. In terms of his temperament is outstanding. He wants it. He ain't shy at the moment. And that's true top players have that mindset, regardless of age. So I'll give him a 9. I thought he was brilliant, to be honest.
I hear that fully. And I would not disagree. I think Saka that's the real deal right there, man.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll probably give Arteta probably a 9 as well. That's more in terms of like for the first half of the season. I mean, you can probably get a 10 for the first half of the season for sure. But I thought it was funny yesterday that he got a yellow. Funny enough, he's done way worse things this season than what he did yesterday.
The narrative just went out, and they just
you can see the agenda is now running up against him. And I actually hate
all he said was that's 4 times.
That's what he did. That's 4 times. I actually find him very annoying most of the time, but I actually liked his answer yesterday after the game because Jeff Shreves was trying to prod like 3 times talking about your thing. And man just responded and said, we can all improve in life, innit? When he turned ghetto on
Basically,
Jeff Streets,
bro.
Jeff Streets was like, nah, that's the end of the combo right there.
That's why they didn't say big man
He just
afterwards.
turned ghetto on him, man.
That's a different kind of media training. I like that.
That's a different kind of media training. That's why I
Flip
like
that on him, man. Say, listen, leave me alone. So
I like
me these
still,
questions,
and
my
obviously even Saka doing the Rashford celebration. I thought that's kind of interesting. You're taking the piss out of your England teammate, but it just goes to show.
No,
Finally,
that's
man, them are not caring and being all cuddly and that. Spain
No,
won
but
a
it's
World
good.
Cup with their teammates hating each other.
It's
So-
good because the guy ran up to the Arsenal fans and did that. So
Yeah, that was dumb as well.
Saka
Return
ran
the
back
favour,
up
bro.
to the same man then.
After the game.
Yeah, because we're like 30 minutes. No, not even now. Like 20 minutes in, and again, that's your celebration now. But bro, you really ran to the Arsenal.
Yeah,
fans.
he
You were
really
off the
He
pitch.
ran right to the Arsenal man then.
And he
Yeah, he was off
stopped.
the pitch.
And then when, I was like, Rashford, he's on smoke, man.
Alright,
Saka said, fuck it, I'm on smoke back still.
That kind of stuff creates the rivalry again, though. Because that, to me, the Arsenal Man
Well-
United, it's been dead for years to me.
Mm.
So this
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of stuff reignites it. It's good.
Yeah. Since Van Persie went to United, it's been absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it ain't been a rivalry.
Yeah,
Ain't
you ain't
been
lying.
around.
Yeah, but yeah, I know you got to shoot off, John.
Yeah, man. I'll be in the comments on my way to football. Look forward to hearing what Rash has to say about the game. But yeah, man, make sure we still got 5 in the building. Everyone smash the likes, subscribe to RBT, and I'll be in the comments, man. Big up Jeff, big up Rash, man. Big up, man.
My guy, bro.
That's
Enjoy,
how my
bro.
guy love.
It's love.
But yeah, Rash. No,
Yes.
you haven't had a chance to give your recap on the game. So where do you want to start? You want to give your recap, or you want to finish off on these player ratings?
Well, we
Where
might
do you
as
wanna
well. Cool. We might as well
Floor is
finish off on the player ratings,
Okay.
and then we go back into it because it kind of is a segue to the explanation to the levels that we give them. You know what I mean?
Okay. So as we kind of given them, what do you just make of like the defense in general? So I'll start there. Like, how do you think we played in general? Is there anything that you thought was a cause for concern, or any like takeaways? What takeaways do you have?
So I thought in general we played well in the defense. They were controlling. They didn't lose position. They kept it tight when they needed to do, when they needed to be, and they kept each other wide and spreaded the play, stretched the pitch a lot when they needed to as well. With the fullbacks moving up, you saw Zinchenko pushing into the center of the midfield majority of the game and controlling that area to pack out the midfield, to dominate the midfield, basically to shut down their play. And I just think it was very well organized, because when he did that, you saw it kind of go into like a back three kind of thing for a little while, and then when it switched over to the other side, you see Ben White trying to push up as well, assisting Saka in the attacks as well. So one thing that I noticed about the defensive design, it has to include the midfielders all the time, and it shows it from two sides of the pitch is what I was noticing. There was a defensive side from the defense, and there was a defensive side from the attackers when they needed to press higher as well, when they had the ball up by their box. And if you see it, they used the midfield men such as Partey and Xhaka as the extra men to form the triangles all the time. Wherever you went, there had to be a triangle form, and also Odegaard was involved in that as well. So as the ball spread across the pitch, you'll see maybe Xhaka forming a triangle with Zinchenko, and then with Martinelli, and as it comes back into the center, it'll be with Saliba or with Gabriel and so forth like that. And as wherever the ball went, it was 3 people pressing each time, all the time. It was 3, and they would just work in good cohesion. And I just think the way that Arteta has got them guys working well, knowing exactly what their roles are, knowing about position, and even though they got picked off a couple times, especially with the Rashford chance, that was a brilliant take from Rashford. He showed his skill as well. He just cut inside. Saliba didn't know much about it, but no one didn't really know much about it because of the way that he popped off the shot, caught the keeper off guard. He tried to do it again, so he had 2 chances, pretty much the same thing. But other than that, I don't really think that the defense was under much pressure. They kept Anthony non-existent in the game. He was going forward but going backwards and
Got some questions on him.
Yeah, going into the pitch but not bursting down the line. They managed to contain him a lot. And he would have been their main threat. As you said, Warhorst, he might as well have not even been playing because he didn't cause any threat whatsoever. Being a tall man like he is, to just not win any duel in the air is just ridiculous for me. So I think the defense managed to play well altogether. It was a good performance. They had two lapses in concentration. Not expecting the Rashford quick feet turning inside and then busting a shot quick, and also for the goal for Martinez, it was scrappy. Second balls, you got to be the ones to get there for that. You can't let the smallest man on the pitch win the header that scores the goal against us. So I think it just needed to be a bit more organized there for that set piece. But yeah, in general, I think they had a good performance of defense.
And would you disagree with any of the ratings we gave? So you probably gave 1 or 2 out of them, but in general, did you disagree? Or
no, I thought they was pretty much on point. I think the Ben White one, you can't really give more than a 5 because he only played one half. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I agree.
And he got booked in that half as well. He got toasted in that half as well. So once. So it's just about, as you said, risk management, or as John said, risk management. Do you know what I mean? And it was smart by Arteta because it was a feisty game. You could see that Ben White was getting into it with the players on his side as well. I think it was a good move. We've seen similar things happen at rivals games against Tottenham. So Holding gets sent off. There was a couple incidences that happened before we got the red card that kind of indicated that it was going that way. And I think the fans were screaming, take him off before he got sent off. And it was just too little too late. So the fact that Arteta acted quickly and also that Ben White had the composure to see out the half as well was really good.
I agree. I'd probably give Ben White about a 5 too. I'd agree. Like in terms of, he wasn't bad, but like you're against the most informed left wing forward in the Prem right now. Like Rashford's in real form. So yeah, it's not like it's not a slight. If you get cooked by Rashford, so be it, man. Just lucky we have depth in that position now. Like to be able to bring on Tomiyasu at halftime and then him come on and give a good showing against Rashford shows that we're getting there, man. We really are. And then midfield in general too. So yeah, you mentioned like the triangulating pressing. So Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard were like pivotal in it. What else do you make on the midfield?
I would have gave them a bit of a higher rating. I think John was a little bit harsh, but probably not harsh as in he was looking at them and saying that they didn't play very well. It's just that he's probably seen more from them. And in that game in particular, we didn't dominate the way that we should have. And the first half was a bit all over the place. So I do understand where he's coming from in it as well. But the organization of the midfield was the thing that kept Man United quiet. If it wasn't for those boys in the center, then it's just such intelligent play. You see when the ball comes in, you see it when it goes to Partey. Partey say it'll come to Xhaka. Xhaka will lay it back to Zinchenko. Zinchenko will go into the position where Xhaka was holding. Xhaka would go and then back up Martinelli and provide the overlap. And Partey will stay more right central as well to make sure that he can be the cover there just in case they do lose the ball. Constantly going, once he gets the ball, he's got the support of Saliba or Gabriel behind him as well to do quick passes, move into space, receive it back again. And that was taking Man United's midfield out of the game. McTominay, whatever his name is. McTominay. That shambles. McDonald's, bruv. Flipping, well, good without his side dish, McFred.
Oh, you know what I mean?
He was just non-existent in the game, and when he was trying to get into the game, he was giving up fouls. He was losing the ball. Do you know what I mean? Because of the positioning, and it's the way they were constantly on top of Man United players when they lose the ball as well. not so much in the first half, but more in the second half when they was really going for the game. And the attitude of the midfielders as well after going down, being able to calm down the team and say, don't worry, we're still going to play it at our pace. We've got our strategy and we're going to stick to it, because you know what? If you keep working at something, you're going to get the results that you went there for in the first place. And they just stuck at it. And it was really good. It's good to see. And it's good to see Arsenal with a midfield that, I want to use another word for works, but it works. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's a midfield that works. It knows what it does and what you want it to produce, which is chances for the attackers, long balls from through balls from deep lying in the cut, playing in Odegaard, who is another amazing player in the midfield. I think he was a bit underrated as well by John.
I agree personally.
Yeah, without him pulling the strings, a lot of things wouldn't have happened the way that we wanted to. He was bedazzling their midfield to the point where he was pulling them out of positions, making them make reckless challenges, providing that the little touches that then end up being the key pass or the main pass. We even see it with Nketiah's goal. Okay, we got Trossard doing a lot of work. They're picking out Zinchenko finding the nice ball along the floor to Odegaard. But it's just a little clip. I don't know if he tried to play the through ball and it hit the player and spun up, or he clipped it and it went up in the air that way because he was trying to go for a shot and it just didn't work out. But either way, just being in those areas all the time, and the balls that he wants to play are always forward. He's just not afraid to dribble as well. He's a pivotal player in the Arsenal setup and in the Arsenal attacks as well. I would have given him a 7 or an 8 rather than a 6.5.
Yeah, I probably would go in between. I actually thought he was probably about 7.5. Like, I agree with everything you said. Like, to me, he's the hub, man. If he doesn't play well, Arsenal don't play well. Like, he's too intricate. Like, if he doesn't play well, it affects Saka because that's their link up on that right hand side. Like, Odegaard passes to Saka, you underlap or overlap. Saka comes in field, you give it back to Odegaard, and like things like just those little chip passes. That Odegaard just has these little party tricks as well, and he's key in our press. Like when it comes to pressing, he's one of the main players who sets the tempo, and that's important.
Right. Like, and he calls the other players into it as well. You see him and he's going and he looks, and if he sees that you're not pressing the next guy as well, he's telling you to move forward as well, like a real captain. You know
told Saka a few times, it's like, all right, we're here, push up. Go push on the goalie. Go and unsettle the hair. And that kind of stuff is important. Like Odegaard, keep saying it. In a year's time, we can have a real conversation about Odegaard in terms of where he's, like his level, what status you class him at. Because you need to be in the Champions League before I can really talk my shit. But just ability wise, man, that guy is different class. Like go on, bro.
Madrid must be kicking themselves in reality. They can't be looking at his performances and think they must be thinking one of two things. Either we should have kept that guy because he's a wonder kid, or we sold him dirt cheap.
I think it's that. Because the selling thing, they're Madrid, in it. Like Madrid, they got a sense of arrogance about them. They always feel we'll make someone else. Even we bought you at 16, spent maybe close to 10. So, all right, we thought you were going to be this. All right, it just didn't work out. Because he went on loan at Real Sociedad, it worked. He was at Arsenal. He wasn't bad at Arsenal. Our team just wasn't good enough. He was doing the same kind of things. But
I remember you and I saying that we could see the sparks of what he can bring. He just needs the players around him to be able to offload that.
It was two things. One, it was maybe his consistency, and two is our setup. It's like our setup just wasn't there. Like we had other people in that team who probably, like, even like when you think about it, like the Lacazette, like I didn't mind Lacazette. I started to dislike him towards the end, but like just the kind of intricate passes Odegaard makes. Now you're passing to people who are more than willing to like receive what you're passing. Like Jesus is already looking. Like when Jesus sees Odegaard on the ball, he's already made his move. Whereas Lacazette, it's kind of like I don't know. I want to be in the position you're in, and then you're kind of in the cam space. Like Odegaard needs room to create. So
the attackers do complement his good work as well. And as you were saying with Lacazette was in two minds all the time. He wanted the perfect shot because he was down on confidence. Do you know what I mean? So he wouldn't make the runs that these guys are running, and he wouldn't be initiating it as well. You see, like it's easy for Odegaard because the guys tell him what they're going to do before he even gets the ball. Even when
telepathy, man, to a degree.
There was a time when he got the ball, he didn't even look. He just spreaded the play to Zinchenko. Like,
I didn't see Zinchenko on the screen.
Yeah, it went through like 3 bodies of people in different places. Went through all of them. I was like, wow, he didn't even look up. He just knew he was there.
And he does that now. Even when you look at his assist for Martinelli in the Brighton game, that pass is one, you understand the player you're passing to. 2, you got the vision to do it. 3, he had it in mind before the ball got to him. Like, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and you played a 40-50 yard ball on the floor into Martinelli's path. Like, all you got to do is finish it. And now you got the players who can finish it. So that midfield, you said it, like, it works. I think it's just familiarity, man. They all kind of complement each other. Like Xhaka
as well
played really well.
What a
turnaround.
I was actually watching Xhaka in the Man United game. Like, the runs he makes are essential for everything. He's about, that boy doesn't run out of energy. He's in everything. He's all over the pitch. Except for Zinchenko. I don't really see someone put themselves about everywhere like that, because Zinchenko was all over the pitch. Do you know what I mean? But Xhaka, he makes the key runs. He doesn't want the ball. He's playing for the team. He'll run to create space. He'll run to create opportunities. He'll play a ball in as an assist, as a key pass, and his game has evolved so much under Arteta in such a small period of time. Because I even remember the first year of Arteta that he wasn't really getting much action as well, because Arteta didn't really have faith in him, but he stuck with him. You know what I'm trying to say? And you could see the development. I think it was after he got that red card, and there was one red card that it was just Liverpool one. It was just like, after that, it was just like,
turn the corner.
Yeah, get your shit together. And he
did.
Like, totally different guy. And to be honest, seeing the captain's armband on his arm is something I want to see.
You do?
I love it that it's on Odegaard, but at the same time, I think Xhaka's done enough to get it back. But him being second in command as well, I think it's good there, because
I agree.
We know Odegaard is our future. We've built our attack really around his ability. So it's good that he has it, and he's able to have the influence over the team from now, so that it's well established for future times to come. But Xhaka turned a real corner.
He has, man. It's one of the greatest turnaround. I used to call him the gift and the curse. He ain't a curse no more, man. He eradicated that part. So that's great. And then we'll talk about the attack, and then we can touch on the Man United performance, what you thought of their performance, and then we can get into the other hot topics before we wrap up, man.
Yeah. So I agree with John for Martinelli. He was having me say, "Oh, please bring on Trossard." I want to you know what I'm trying to say? Not because he was having a bad game. It's just that what he was doing wasn't working, and sometimes I felt like he was doing too much sometimes to prove that he can beat the man that he was going against. Because but Saka had him a couple times. Like, he was very difficult for him to get past, and it took a little while for Martinelli to clock how to get past this guy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And provide.
Wan-Bissaka, we were saying, in terms of that tackles, that one-on-one, he's probably the best. Like, he doesn't care about you. Like, he'll let you go past and then slide and take you out.
He's got that go gadget slide thing going on. Like, he'll slide and he's not getting it, and then he does get it. You're just like, what? How did that even happen? Like, it took a while for Took a while for Martinelli to figure out how he's going to go against him, and it was a good battle between them both. But I don't think it was his best game. Didn't play good balls in. Didn't win all of his attacks against Aaron.
Yeah.
And I think he's had better games, but he's young and it's just one game. Everyone's allowed one. And to be honest, I kind of saw it in his eyes when he it's weird. And it's weird how things play out because in my head I was seeing it when he saw Trossard in the corridor in that look. I don't know if you saw when
Yeah.
and you saw him and he
He
gave him
took
a
the
little
Lucasade.
like hey, you're right kind of thing. You get me? Like,
Yeah, it's time, buddy.
when Trossard first come in his voice to me it sounded like oh shit, I got a threat now. I didn't have a threat, but now I got a
Yeah.
threat. Yeah. And then in the game I was thinking this guy's gonna do the most because he knows he's there. And I was thinking, Odegaard's probably gonna do the most as well because he knows he's there. And it's gonna be out of these two to see which one's gonna crack under the pressure because one of them is taking the fact that Trossard is there more than the other. And you could see it in Martinelli's game. He was just trying too hard. He wasn't keeping it simple. The passes was going a bit wayward. His touch wasn't the best. He's had better games, but now that that first game is over his shoulder where he knows Trossard can come off the bench, maybe the next game will be a bit more relaxed.
Yeah, I think he'll pick up stuff from Trossard too. Like, I think the problem is that it's just a bad matchup. Like Saka, at this point, he can go against anybody. Like he's ready, like against anybody. Martinelli, still like with someone who's got the same skill set as him, where they're both really, really quick. He just needs to maybe just add something else. Just change up your run inverted, like run infield. You don't always have to go outside.
And listen, that is precisely what it was. But Saka, he is a fast player. Yeah, he's fast player. He's can nick the ball. He's there on the sliding challenges. You got to try and take him down the line. But if you do try to take him down the line, 7 out of 10 times he might get the ball off of you because of that's his bread and butter.
Yeah, he's very quick.
But with a man like Trossard, who's more footwork skill based, I'm going to twist and weave myself into the box. I'm not going to try and beat you for pace because I can't.
Nah,
but
it's not in my game.
I'm going to keep you guessing because you're not going to know where I'm going to go.
And I'm both-footed.
Do you know exactly? And we saw it. We saw glimpses of it. We saw, I think, 2 or 3 chances that he had to show what he can bring to the game. And I'm excited to see what more he can because from what I saw from him, he looked good. He just fit right in. He adds a different element to it as well. Man, I even want him to start the next game. Like it's mad.
I think he is. I think you're starting. It's an FA Cup game, so
yeah, FA Cup against City, right?
Yeah, but like Trossard, you just throw a throwback of like the Arsenal era, man. The technical players, you got the Wilshires, the Rosicki's, the Ozils, Haleb, if you want to go like, to those kind of man. Just small, diminutive, Carzola, Nasri. There's like Arsenal. We had those players, and he just looks like another one. Obviously, I'm not going to compare him to them, but same kind of mold, man.
Definitely.
Small, technical kind of player. So like Martinelli will pick up some stuff, man. It's a nice learning curve, man. I don't even look at it as a really, really bad game. It's just pick yourself up and get back to it, man. And then so before we move on to Man United, how do you feel about Saka and Nketiah's performance? Give me both.
The boys. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Nketiah, my guy, real slinger. My friend said to me in one of the group chat, said Nketiah is probably the most, out of everyone in the Prem, one of the most natural goal scorers there is. Yeah. He doesn't bring a lot of other things, but he knows how to release the ball from his foot and make it go into the back of the net. However it happens, it's going to get there somehow. If you give that boy the time, the space, he's going to be clinical. And he's shown it. He's shown what giving a bit of game time can do as well. And that's all he's been crying for. You know, we saw it when he was coming up through the youth team and the under-23s and so forth like that. Eddie's a big boy for them. They rate Eddie over there. We rate Eddie over here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And everyone's been waiting for him to kind of replicate that similar type of form that he had for Arsenal youth team and for the England. I think for the under-23, I think he's still the top scorer for England.
Yeah, he used to beat goals for under-21s, man.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just bare happy for him. I love his movement. He's showing that he's either learning from Jesus in regards to his movement and what else he can bring in the game, or he's finally knowing his role. We mentioned it
Probably
before.
both.
Jesus and Eddie are similar type of players, but they played so differently. But now you're seeing a similar type of performance from Eddie now, but he's getting goals, whereas Jesus hit kind of like a block. Eddie just needed more time to get goals, and with Jesus, it seemed the more time he was getting, the bigger the drought was going. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I love the support that I see from Jesus after the game as well. Like his heart's already bleeding red. Well, yeah. Anyway, do you know what I mean? but yeah. Next, Saka.
Yeah.
Told you about that boy is unbelievable, bro. Yeah, and I told you he's the next in line. Yeah. I'm not gonna say man them didn't believe me, but the man them didn't believe me. Nah, I'm not. Remember when Gillo didn't like Saka? Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
We just mentioned it earlier. He never, what's deep? We hold him to that, yeah. He never actually said it. We just never letting it go.
I know.
I'm always saying it.
It was my fault as well.
Oh yeah, you said
my
it
fault
first
as well.
and it stopped.
I was at a stage where I wasn't hearing no chat about Saka. You know what I mean? I'm not hearing no chat about him. You know what I mean? And Gillo was, not afraid to give his opinion on where Saka was failing and a bit of constructive criticism. I don't want to hear that. You get me? Over the time. But anyway,
big man up.
Saka has he hasn't transformed. He's just leveled up. He's gone to a whole different level. I can't say it enough. When he gets the ball, everyone knows he's a threat. That battle with him and Shaw was good, by the way. That was nice to watch all game still. But his intelligence on the play, his determination to keep going as well. It's like he's got this thing inside him that's like, no, I have to do him. I can't finish the game until I've done this guy. If I finish this game and I ain't done him, I ain't played well. It's like I can read it in his head. That's what he's saying. His eyes say it, bro. And as many people say, he's cheeky. He's just got one of those faces that you just love to love. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But give that boy the boy in and around that final third of that box, boy. He's dangerous, man.
Don't play with him.
Don't play with him, man. That shot was amazing. It was like an arrow. Bruv, it was like an arrow. He took it, and I knew he was going to go in. I just didn't think he was going to shoot from there. I thought he was just going to cut in, and play a through ball through. But he cut in, took a small touch, and then pinged it. He almost did it again.
Oh yeah, hit the post. That was from a weirder angle.
Yeah, that was a bit closer. He was inside the box this time. Weirder angle. Even got a little touch to it as well.
Yeah,
but
no deflection.
Yeah, the boy is dangerous, man, and he just keeps going. And the fact that Arteta's used him so much times, so many times throughout this season, last season, everything like that. But the boy's still got energy. Do you know what I mean? I think it's amazing, but he's definitely going to need someone to support him down there and be able to come off, because that boy's earned a rest. You know what I mean? Boy's top quality.
He is. I got a question, but I'll wait until we're all on, because it's kind of just
the answer is yes.
No, but it's kind of like, what's Saka's status? Like, we say he's one of the best young footballers, but like in terms of like world class and that, where does he fall? But I'll leave that for like in-depth thing for when we're all here.
Yeah. To go in depth, I think we should just wait and have a good conversation about it. But just to throw it as for surface level, to me, he is world class. He's reached there. There isn't many that are better than him. Forget his age. Him in general, he's performing at a world class level. Okay, but let's see how he performs in the Champions League to really put that stamp on him.
Yeah, see, I agree. I said he probably is world class because, no, not even he probably is. He is, because the same way we haven't been in Champions League for 6 years, he has been in the Euros and the World Cup in the past year, and he's excelled in both.
Yeah,
as well as killing the league. So I would give him that as a world class player, because he's been performing. Obviously, not at. There's been the past year it's been world class, but before that, it's been about 2-3 years of very, very good performances.
Yeah,
and playing across a multitude of positions. You play left back, left wing, right wing, centre mid. That's a lot. We've seen that the small trouble Foden's having getting moved around 3 times in a match. And Saka did that kind of effortlessly for like 18 months. So I got to give him.
Wherever there was a hole, he was the plug.
Literally that. So yeah. And then quickly you can just sum it up. What do you make of Manchester United and their chances under Ten Hag for the future?
The mad thing is this: they played a much better game against us this at our ground than they did at theirs, and they got the victory at theirs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, in when we played at Old Trafford, I felt like we were robbed. Okay, there was the Martinelli goal that was scrapped when it was a goal. There was we dominated the game. We had most of the possession, most of the chances, but we couldn't put it away, and we came away with nothing.
Yeah,
this game, the battle was on. Even though I don't think technically they are there, spirit, heart, drive, and they've improved as well under Ten Hag. They have got technically better. This is definitely not the final level for them. Give Ten Hag a year.
Hey, everyone should be scared in about a year's time, man, because Weghorst is a stopgap. I'm not even judging that signing too tough. It's just cover.
But when they have Anthony,
you know what? I can't judge him fully because one, I don't like to do that like in a year. But I'll say this: he has to get it together because him and Sancho, like, it could be in similar places. Because as well as Anthony, you played under Ten Hag before. Like, you need to, like, as many times that if you're driving at Zinchenko's one deficiency people say is defending. He shouldn't have you up. He shouldn't have you up. And then the one time you get the break, you're kind of free. Like, Partey is bombing on you speed-wise and catch it. It's like, so wait, what are you doing out there then? You can't just be a possession. Like, because Grealish at City, he can be a possession winger because they're City. Like, for United, they still need that direct, like, winger. Like, and Garnacho is there.
Yeah.
So you need to. They spend 85 million on you, and they've got a young boy who's ready to shred everything. Then you better get together.
Because you know what? Sancho's back. He's back in training.
Yeah.
And if his attitude's right, there's no way he ain't slipping into the team straight away. Yeah. So Anthony's got together. Anthony has got a lot of work to do because at the moment he doesn't really want to take people on down the line.
Yeah.
Rather cut inside, go straight across the pitch, and then play a ball in that way.
Yeah.
It's not what we've seen from him previously in his games in his previous seasons. He's always been very direct, fearless. But I think the Prem has scared him. I think he's come here, he's tried a few things, taken a couple knots, realized that his old skills that was working over in the Dutch league just isn't really cutting it over here, and he needs to try something different, and he's just fearful of losing the ball, I think. So
I agree.
You see it in some players, but it's just for him to find his feet. But this Man United side, it's got a lot of potential. I love the way that Rashford is performing. It's the confidence. It's the confidence that made him take that shot. There's confidence that's getting him all these goals. Bruno, shit. McTominay, pants. Fred, pants. They was really missing Casemiro. I think Casemiro was the difference. But look, if they can get a few of the right signings in the summer, the rivalry's officially back. Like yesterday I felt happy because the rivalry was back.
Yeah.
But imagine if they get the right signings, we get the right signings, us two going at it, top two, all the above. It's beautiful.
It'll be fantastic, man. I want to see it. Okay, so before we wrap up, let's touch on 2 quick topics. So we've got about 5 minutes left, I'd say. So we saw Mudrik's debut, or half an hour of it. Did you get a chance to see it? And what did you make of it if you got a chance to see it?
When I saw Mudrik play, the only thing I've been thinking since is, how are we going to get him at Arsenal when he's tied down for so long? That's all I've been thinking, bruv.
That's like this TLC deal.
Bruv, I swear, I've been thinking maybe if he just says, "No, bun that. I wanted Arsenal. I got cheated." Like I've been thinking in my head the different scenarios of how we can get him over here. Like he's so sharp, bro.
That boy dangerous, man.
Sharp. His feet are
dangerous.
quick. He's technical. He can play the ball. He's strong. He's quick.
He's quick. He's different kind of quick.
Like, listen, for anyone who was doubting this boy and saying that Arsenal are trying to spend bare money on some guy that no one knows and shout out to Arsenal scouts, man. That boy is terrific, bro. And we only saw a glimpse of what he can do. I just can't wait to see him for a whole game. Like I haven't really wanted to see a player in another team perform since I think Zlatan went to Man United.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I just oh yeah, and obviously Haaland, Man City, of course.
Yeah.
But, of course that one. But yeah, man, like yeah. What a player, man.
Yeah, that boy. You said what?
I wish we had him.
Oh, me too. Wish that deal went through. Again, I'm not mad at Trossard because he fits the Arsenal style, but that Mudryk guy looks like a world beater, and that's only half an hour. He's just scary. Like, don't get me wrong, Milner's 36, and Milner's a vet, and he's a bit old, but boy, if he had 15 more minutes, Milner might have retired then because he was ready to
Milner said, "Forget this. I'm gonna leave my imprint on this guy.
Yeah, let me take this guy out and then sub me off. My job's done."
Trust me.
Trent, you deal with this because I'm not dealing with this. That boy is scary.
Trent didn't do too bad when he came on. His positioning was a little bit better. He's easier. He was able to keep up a little bit more
agile.
However, I don't think he lost the ball. I think he might have got tackled once. And that's it.
Yeah, that boy
he had about 9 touches off the ball. Really good, man.
That boy's scary, man. He really is. And then we'll finish off with Haaland. So 4th hat trick. I think he scored as many hat tricks as people like Tevez, Yakubu. I think there's some other players in there, maybe even Torres. And he scored 4 hat tricks in 5 months. He's on 25 goals. The last 3 seasons, the Golden Boot has been 23 goals. So I know in one regard, we're saying City don't look as good with him, but what do you make of Erling Haaland? Say his first name too.
He's just a straight slinger. He's a machine.
He's a mercenary.
He's dangerous. Bro, as you said, the last 3 years, Golden Boot has gone to 23 goals for the whole season. The whole season, bro. Yeah. My man has got 25. He's already got 30 plus in all comps. This is disgusting, bro. But we said it. We all called it. Yeah, when we knew he was going to City, we all said 35. We didn't think that it was going to be 40. I think you might have said 40.
Maybe, and that was after I saw what he did in like the first few games. I was like, you know what, 40. Like that wasn't. I didn't start on 40.
Yeah, because at first I thought he was going to have a stinker for the first few games and then pick up his pace and start banging in goals. But I still said 30 plus.
Yeah,
but bro, he hit the ground running. He's probably had only 2 games that he hasn't scored when he's played.
Yeah,
the boys got how many? 6 hat tricks? How many?
4 hat tricks.
4 hat tricks, bro. 4 hat tricks, and we're halfway through the season.
We're dead on half. Or Man City have played 20. Like, put it this way: like the last time that someone did this or has got over 23 goals was Mo Salah's record-breaking season in the past 5 years. So that was 32 goals in season of 17-18, and Haaland is 7 away with 18 games left. That speaks for itself. We don't even need to say much more on him, but that guy there,
scary.
He's amazing.
Scary. Defenders must be scared, bro.
Yeah, he's 6'3". He's strong. He can finish.
That's why they try to fight him, because they try to take him off guard, but it makes him more aggressive and he scores more goals. It's a problem.
It's a catch-22, man.
You can't leave him. He's gonna bang goals. You piss him off. He's gonna bang goals. Like you keep
Bro.
up with him, he's gonna push you aside like he did in the beginning of the season, where he's just pushing men to the side and
With service, everyone should be scared because City ain't clicked yet. We all saying City look a little bit off. When they click, good night, everybody.
But they're starting to, and
small.
To be honest, I think it's starting to come into fruition now. Everything that we've been saying, look, this season is still City's.
Yeah.
Until it's at our gates. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because Pep dissed them at halftime, and since then they've been fire.
It's been mad. It's been crazy.
How? And we know they've got this in them, but we've also know they've got a slip up in them as well. But they've got the recovery as well. Who can go down 2-0 at halftime and come back and win 4-2? Obviously, it has to be against Tottenham, but who can do that other than
they punish them, man. But yeah, I'd say that's a nice way to wrap up. We'll wrap up on a potential record breaker. I can't see him not breaking the record because
he's definitely breaking the record unless he breaks his leg.
Yeah. If he stays fit, it's over. Yeah, I'll say it's over. But yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of today. It's been a good one, man. We had an intense breakdown of Arsenal United. It's been 4 different viewpoints.
Before we go,
just
touch on one thing.
Yeah, go on.
It's a longer distance to run diagonal than running straight. And Partey killed Anthony.
All right, that's the way to finish. Now, that straight line. Now, bro, I don't know if Anthony looked slow. I don't know what happened, but Partey is not. Last time I checked, Partey doesn't do 100 meters.
That's not one of his attributes.
Yeah, he skinned you. Yeah. But hey, I like that. Let's end on an Arsenal note.
Yeah.
So yeah, Arsenal. Let's just say we're 5 points clear at the halfway stage. 50 points in 19 games. I think it's the 7th highest total at that point. Great steps. Let's hope we can keep this going, and let's hope we get this league. And let's hope so. So that's all from us tonight. We bid you farewell.
Salam.